of his eye. Sit right down, we're gonna give you the scoop with Ryan Pfeiffer and Lisa Doop. Shamma-lamma ding-dong loop-de-loop. This is the story of a guy named Mr. Boop.
You're listening to Being Mr. Boop? This is the tagline. My name is Lisa Doop and I'm
sure
Mr.
is.
Boop.
You know what else it is? Season 3.
Season 3!
Too many seasons.
Too many
Why? Seasonings in one kitchen.
We did it.
For one kitchen.
3 seasons in 2 years. Who could afford it?
Ugh, God. Okay. My name is Ryan Pfeiffer and I am Mr. Boop.
My name is Lisa Doop and I'm Mr. Boop.
You already said that.
Well, they need to know. Ryan, it's Saturday, June 6th, 2020, and today we're reading the 109th ever Mr. Boop strip. None of that is true.
Oh,
Ryan,
yeah, I forgot to change. Yeah.
In reality...
22nd?
Second, it's Monday, June 22nd, and we are reading the 110th ever Mr. Boop strip.
Good thing you caught
Season
that.
3! Yeah.
Season 3, same old mistakes, baby. The strip is still not listed on the spreadsheet. But at least now we have that in common with Being Jim Davis. Because their spreadsheet's broken too.
Oh, that's great. Well, at least we don't...
Are you going to ask me what happens in today's strip?
What happens in today's strip?
We catch Alec in the act. That's what happens in today's strip.
Oh, what happened?
Shadow synopsis.
What do we...
Shadow synopsis. Well, here we go. Time to get started. Posting this publicly tomorrow. This is just to get things warmed up again, like trees. Number 111 is the real doozy. It also seems to be the real start, because spoiler alert, it's like 4 pages long. This one's only 1 page. Also, I'll be posting this special How to Draw My Wife vid publicly tomorrow, too. How to Draw My Wife is in all caps and quotes. And also is also in all caps. Enjoy it ahead of time now while it's unlisted, in quotes, on YouTube. Link to the video, which is https://www.youtube.com/watch electoral V equals ENRIRQS0DEU ampersand feature equals u2.be. I'm so excited about book 3, LMAO. 4 O's and so. You'll see why in tomorrow's early comic. Thank you for waiting. 3 electoral hearts. Electro points. 3 electro points.
Too many, if you ask me.
And one of the hosts of Game Worms commented, "Jeezum Crow, man," on the Patreon post. I won't say which one. Which of the 2 hosts of Game Worms.
On the same day on Twitter, he also posted, "We need 6 more Donkey Kong countries to get capitalism back on track."
That has nothing to do with the strip.
No, I was just, there are some relevant.
I'm just fucking around.
But basically him saying what's in the Patreon. Yeah, giving weekends off. There's other ones that are him that are actually relevant, where he's like, "Oh, I'm giving myself weekends off to recharge by staring dead-eyed at a wall," which we're learning how he recharges.
Right.
Yeah.
4 panels, 1 page.
Too many, if you ask me. Panel 1, we get the Void with a desk on it, a chair in front of the desk, a comic book on the desk.
Yeah, it's
and
one
an
of those.
Alex
It's
on
one
the
of those
chair.
comic writing desks, like you see
Yeah.
John Arbuckle writing at in only
Exactly
2 strips ever.
once. Oh.
No, 2. I think there was one later on strip where he was also writing at it. Actually, there might have been 3. I think there was one really just randomly years and years later, and then I think there was one other
Take it to
early.
being Jim Davis.
I think there was one earlier, one other early stream. Hey, speaking of Garfield, you gonna be at the Garfield gathering this year?
No.
You're not
You
gonna
asked
come
me this
visit?
already.
Did I? When did I ask you
Yes.
this?
On another episode. I don't.
What?
Maybe between. In
Oh,
another
did I?
session. You asked me. Yeah, I said no.
I think I'm
So
asking
I'll
now
ask you
because the
that
tickets
way.
are available now.
Yeah, well, I don't. No,
I'll
I
set up
don't-
a
I don't
Bean
plan
Jim
on
Davis
making
booth
any
there. So if anyone wants to come
Yes.
visit, I'm not actually going to do that because that's like a $20 fee to do that. But
$20 fee. Well, and then
yeah,
you
the
have
tickets
that
are really
stand.
expensive for the the Garfield gathering. Each event is like over $40
Damn.
and there's multiple events each day, and there's like 4 days. So there's 3 I want to go to, and it's over $100.
That's crazy.
So I don't
Hey.
know.
Take
Yeah.
that shit to being Jim Davis.
Where's the? Well, I texted them, asked if they were gonna come. Let me read if Chris's response here on air. I said, "Are you guys gonna come to the Garfield gathering?" Something like that. As I texted, I'm pulling up the text. My phone is very slow.
What did he say?
He
I
said,
need to know.
"Oh yeah, you guys going to the Garfield gathering this year? Tickets available now. I will be present as a malevolent, intangible force shadowing the proceedings and causing guilt and unease. So come on down and meet Chris from Bean Davis. He'll be there in
Oh.
spirit.
In spirit form.
In spirit
Nice.
form. He's at least a
That's,
spirit bomb
like
upon the proceedings.
Like how Ryan appears in these podcasts.
I'm gone.
See, watch me drink some water whilst I'm gonna drink some water whilst Ryan talks because I'm puppeteering him. You see, right? That's a bit, right?
Okay. Sure. I thought the bit was that I floated away in the breeze and I'm gone now.
Oh no! The bit was that you are your spirit that hosts this podcast with me, right?
What? Sure.
I don't know.
Alex sitting at a little wooden chair that's still. It just looks like it's for children, and it's still somehow too big for him. His feet aren't touching the ground.
He's so tiny.
He's writing a little 4-panel comic of Mr. Boop, it looks like, and he's looking back at the audience. And he's got a speech bubble that says, "Oh, hey there, Electropoint. You caught me drawing another Mr. Boop strip." And the M and
We
the B
caught
in
him.
Mr. Boop are the only letters capitalized.
It's really inappropriate for the audience to be here watching him do this. You know?
True.
Panel 2. He says it's the same setup basically. He's like got a little mischievous grin, you know? Ooh, and his eyebrows are more, thick, I think. More pronounced. His eyebrows are more pronounced now. And he says, "As you know, every Mr. Boop strip is based on my real life marriage to Betty Boop. Free electoral points."
Electro.
Panel 3. Yeah, electro points. That's what I said.
You said electoral.
No, I didn't.
I don't know. He's doing a wife face also. He's got his eyebrow up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, same pose. The flapper shot.
Yeah.
Panel 3 still a
The
flapper
little
shot.
frog hands.
Now he's putting his little frog hand around the back of the chair and like looking a little.
He's like a muffin.
What the hell is this expression even? It's like a little awkward half smile, like
It's like
it's
a
kinda-
Muppet
it's like- it's
with
like-
its mouth only slightly open.
his expression is like he's been trying to he was on his way to leave work and one of his he had a long day at work at Subway, sure, and an annoying coworker stopped him to talk. And it's like, "Oh man, let me tell you about these things. Hey, have you seen the new?"
Let me tell you about these cryptocurrency. Eh?
Yeah, let me. I've just been. Oh, the wife's been on my case about buying all these monkey pictures, and man, it's such a wise investment though, and Alec has just been standing there for like 45 minutes as this guy goes on, and this is the face where he just doesn't even know how to escape anymore, but he's still trying to like be.
This is the face of someone who has recorded 110 episodes of being Mr. Boop. This.
I can't. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what does his text say?
Am I doing it?
What? The face? I'm not looking at the camera.
Uh-huh.
I'm just. Yeah, that's what you. That's the right expression. Sure.
Nice. Did you screenshot it?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Here, screenshot it when you watch it when you're watching back, and then in editing, and then put it in the show notes. He's got a CD trouble. It says, "I usually skip the parts where I'm drawing the comic because that's pretty boring." True.
It is. He's right.
Panel 4. He's sweating nervously, and he's got his arm is back on the comic strip. It's touching the comic strip again, and his other hand is like behind his neck, awkwardly, like rubbing his neck, and he's grinning awkwardly at the audience and sweating, and he's got a speech trouble. It says, "Sorry for showing it this time," with 2 electro points. And Betty leans in from off panel in the bottom left, and she waves at the audience like we're her husband.
Oh.
That's a reference to being Mr. Tutorial.
Yeah.
And she's got a speech trouble.
This might be the same drawing.
No.
Who knows?
Disagree. I think that video was from. I feel like the way he drew her in that video that was made a while ago. But whatever. We should have talked about that in that. But it just occurred to me now that I think it was that he made that video a while ago and he only just posted it now. It feels like very early Mr. Boop.
Yes, it felt
like
very...
like around the time of the game.
Yeah, it felt very interesting.
What does her speech bubble say? She's grinning at the audience.
Hi everyone! Hope you enjoy book 3! And 3 is in Roman numerals. There's an electoral point after everyone. And an electoral point after 3. 2 electoral points after 3.
Yeah, true. And there's little wiggly motion lines around her hand as she waves.
Yeah.
Well, this was a pretty pointless strip, huh?
Yeah, why did we cover this one?
Why did we cover that? We had to. We were contractually obligated to. Thanks for wasting our time, Alec. I think he knew someone would be covering this eventually, and he put this in just to waste our time specifically. I think that's my theory about what happened.
He was given a vision by a seer about our podcast, and he knew that this was going to be a very particularly awkward week for us.
He went to a seer to get his steak nice and seared, and the seer was like, no, you misunderstood. That's not what I do. And then he gave him a vision of the future.
It's going to be a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He gets before he starts Mr. Boop, he visits the seer, and he gets given an MP3, like a hard drive with every episode of Being Mr. Boop on it.
I don't think that's how seers work.
No. Well, this is a wizard then, and he's like, this is gonna make you a very rich
the
person.
podcast wizard. No,
that's our editor.
Yeah. What?
The podcast is being edited by the podcast wizard.
The podcast wizard. I can't believe our editor gave out the episodes ahead of time.
And he gave
because we recorded these back before the strip started.
Yeah, and he was like,
That's our
if you
secret.
if you follow these instructions directly, you will surely find great success as a comic book artist. And he said, okay. And he's been, but it's like from the future, It's from, it's like some Back to the Future shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we started recording this podcast. We recorded this podcast back before the strip started because we went to a sear. I went to a sear to get my steak nice and seared, and he was like, "No, there's been some sort of
This
mistake."
comic
That's not what I do. And I said, "Yeah, mistake. That's your name, right? Mistake. You sear steaks." And he's like, "No. I tell the future." And
then
they
she gave you an
they told us
MP3
about they
file.
told me about they gave me a book full of every Mr. Boop
It
strip.
was sticky.
And so then we made this podcast, and
Yeah.
now we're finding out as we record this that this doesn't make a lot of sense. Alec Robbins has gone to a podcast. Wait, we recorded these and then we gave them to our podcast wizard to edit them, and now we're finding out that the podcast wizard has betrayed us and gave all the episodes to Alec Robbins ahead of time.
Also, the podcast wizard is also,
And he never even gave us a
Christopher
shout out
Lambert.
in the comic or anything, even though we
Well, yeah, no, because
inspired
he
the
had to
comic
follow what we
by making our podcast first.
No, he had to follow exactly.
Is
what
this
we're
logic
saying.
tracking for anyone?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But he had to follow
I see.
exactly
Well,
what
but
we
he never-
said, so he couldn't.
He never gave us a shout out or anything.
Well, no, he couldn't because he had to follow exactly what we're saying.
Well, we could have just not mentioned it.
What?
We could have
he
could have
said.
just had a shout out to us in one of the strips, and then we just don't mention it.
No, because the wizard said he had to follow our instructions exactly. Otherwise,
I
it
guess
wasn't gonna happen. He
it's not like
couldn't
we don't describe every single detail every time, right? I didn't say
Feels like
every
we did.
line of hair on his head.
Well, he can take some artistic liberties in the drawing.
Exactly,
of it.
and he could add a shout out to us for inspiring him.
No. That's not allowed. I've said it right now, and he's listening back to this.
Well,
Alex,
now you've
do
doomed
not
us.
add a shout.
Now you've doomed us.
You've doomed us to be trapped in a cursed MP3.
Man, it is
file
cool
in the
though
middle of
that
the
there was
forest.
a shout out to us in being in Mr. Group. It's cool that there was that shout out to us that was in that comic. Yeah.
That would be funny, I think.
Yeah, it is funny because we've said it, so now that is the
yeah.
case.
But yeah, I imagine. Yeah, it's so. Anyway, the fact that we didn't get a shout out is the reason why all of the MP3 files are on a cursed USB drive in the middle of the forest, and it's haunted.
I thought the podcast wizard gave it to him.
What?
I thought the podcast wizard gave it to him.
Yeah, no, it is. But after he's done the whole thing, after all of Mr. Boop has been published,
Then he
and
put
he
it back.
hasn't included, he put it back in the middle of the forest, and now it's cursed. Sorry,
It's cursed by time logic.
because we're trapped inside it as well.
What? I don't want to be trapped inside a cursed MP3 player. Okay. I guess that's where we are. Thank you and good night. Flame tree.
Yeah, thank
what
you
are
and
we
good night,
doing
everyone.
this season?
Doops on boops. Oh, what do you mean? What are we doing this season?
Whatever. We'll figure it out later.
I got some things planned.
Good night.
Good night.
This podcast was brought to you by the Pitch Drop Podcast Network. Like what you just heard? Support the show by going to patreon.com/pitchdrop. And while you're at it, check out pitchdrop.net for more of this and other shows.